If you would have told me in 1968 that I'd be teaching public speaking 40 years later, I would have said that's ridiculous. Yet here I am, 40 years after teaching my first public speaking class, teaching another class, this time for Florida State College in Jacksonville. Hi, I'm Steve Epstein, and I'm your instructor this semester. In 1968, I started teaching at the University of Illinois, where I was a teaching assistant. But things have changed since then. In those days, we did teach formal public speaking. Now we pretty much are teaching presentation skills for the business workplace. In those days, if we wanted to do visual aids, we teach you about using oak tag and flip chart paper. Then we got even into the overhead transparencies. Nowadays, it's pretty much PowerPoint as the means by which we will use visual aids. And finally, in those days, we used to have to be in the same classroom together. Now I can be over 1,000 miles away in New York while you're in Florida and elsewhere, taking the same class. But when we give the speeches, as I'm doing with this speech, it'll be via YouTube and the internet. Things have sure changed. By now you've probably read about me on my website and read the syllabus, so I'm not going to repeat that information. What I thought I would do is share some information with you about me personally, so we can come to get to know each other. When I'm not lecturing and presenting presentations, I like to travel with my family. We've traveled many places in the U.S. and beyond, but the best time we had was when I took a whole summer off and the family, my wife and 2 children, then 11 and 13, toured the 6 southwestern states. We went up in a gold mine, down in a balloon. We spent 6 days on an archaeology dig at Mesa Verde, and we also spent a week on Lake Mead. And the family still talks to each other, even after all that. When I'm not lecturing, preparing lectures, or traveling, we like to farm, or rather, I farm. But I don't have the 1,000 acres. I don't even have an acre. I have a little plot in the backyard where I grow a variety of vegetables, and we eat them all summer long. And in fact, a couple of winters I've tapped the maple tree on the property, and we've had maple syrup. So that's a little bit about me. You've read about me professionally. I'd like to get to know about you. So your first assignment is to give a speech of introduction, and include in that speech some facts about yourself we wouldn't know about you by just casually meeting you for the first time. Or alternatively, you can give a speech where you introduce us to a loved one. Either way, we'll get to know a little about you, and I look forward to teaching you this semester as you plan, prepare, practice, and finally present effective speeches and presentations to an audience. In this case, a real audience, not just the students in a classroom. Have a good time preparing the speech, and I look forward to viewing them. Take care.